Hello, everybody. It is time to discover our weekly intention through mindful journaling. I'm super glad that you're here. Thanks for being here. We do this every Monday here on YouTube and on Insight Timer right after we finish here. So you can join either one, and that would be lovely. So, first things first, let's do a little breath work and get a little bit more grounded. I want you to take off any watches that you have on, and I want you to put your feet flat on the ground so that your legs aren't crossed, because we want the energy to flow freely through us. All right. So I like to close my eyes when I do a little breath work because I just do. I feel like I can focus on my breath more. But if you want to gaze softly downward, that's okay too. So let's take a deep breath in. And let's hold it for just a moment and release. And let's do that again. Breathing love, holding up in our heart, and breathing out positivity. One more time. Okay. So Monday mornings, I usually get up and I do some breath work, just like you saw there. And I love breath work. There's so many different ways to practice it. And I have, I think, 9 or 10 breath work meditations here on YouTube. So you can go and listen to those. You can also listen to those on Insight Timer if that is your meditation app of choice. So I do some breath work, some tapping, perhaps another meditation, but at a minimum, I'm making myself super, super present. And then I ask the universe, what is it that I need to consider when I am journaling for my intention for the week? And I have a number of resources. I have Oracle decks. And you can see reviews of most, if not all, the ones that I have here. I have books. And this morning, the book that was calling to me was my book, which is the Inner Affirmations Inspiration Book, which has 365. You can get this on Amazon or my website and if you get it on my website, you get a special gift with every shipment. In the meantime, I hold the book to my chest and I ask, what is it? Guide me to the place that I need to be to journal for my intention. And then I just do this with the book till I find the page. And today's came up for me was Inspiration 304. I am clear about my why, which I don't think I've ever pulled this one before. And this book has been out for a year and a half or so. So, and I don't journal with it every time. But I've been through a lot of the pages here. So let me read what came up there, what the inspiration is, and then we will go from there. So just allow yourself to feel whatever comes up for you as I'm reading it. If you want to share any feelings or observations that come up as I'm reading, do that too. You have a crystal clear understanding of your why. And this clarity gives you the strength and motivation to pursue your dreams with passion and purpose. You know exactly what drives you, and you are committed to living a life that aligns with your deepest values and beliefs. When you are clear about your why, you are able to overcome any obstacles that come your way. And you are able to stay focused on your goals, even in the face of adversity. Your why gives you a sense of direction and purpose, and it empowers you to make choices that are in alignment with your true self. You know, this is interesting because I guess it was Tuesday, I was in a group on Zoom with my friend Summer and a bunch of other people we had all just bought her new Flow Oracle deck, which there's a review here, and I think I've pulled a card from there for this purpose here a time or two. Anyways, so we got into, she was doing little readings, and then we got into groups. We got into twos, and we went into breakout rooms, and we pulled cards for each other. And it was really interesting because what came up for me, what my partner pulled for me was, now I can't remember both. I remember the one. I think it was the one that really struck me, though, was transformation. And that meant that I'm going through a transformation, which is true. I am moving from one part of my life to another. And I remember the other card. It was patience. Be patient with this change. It's coming. And I'm in the process of it right now. Part of it has to do with doing this work right here, which I adore doing. So it was interesting. There wasn't anything else. She did a short reading for me, and it was like, am I still on the right path? And she was like, duh, yeah. So this clarity about my why, I have super clarity about my why, and what I'm doing. So I find it very interesting that this one comes up again. The prompt for today's journaling is, how does my why motivate me to take action towards my goals? Now, before we get started journaling, let's talk about what that journaling looks like. And so we are going to be journaling with our non-dominant hand. Now, you might be thinking, what the heck? And I thought the same thing the first time that I heard about doing this journaling. There are lots of reasons why we want to do this type of journaling. Not the least of which, and probably the most important one in my book, is that it is more authentic than when we're just stream of consciousness journaling. And that type of journaling requires pages and pages of journaling for you to get to that authenticity. And what I have discovered by journaling with not my left hand, which is my dominant hand, but with my right, is that I get to the meat of what is important right away. There's less of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. There's less of the, I've journaled for pages and pages and pages, and there's people out there that say, oh, you have to journal at least 30 minutes a day. And forget, no, you don't. You can if you want, but you don't have to. And when I'm journaling with my non-dominant hand, I am being mindful. It is a form of mindfulness. And it takes me to a place where I am very, very deliberate and conscious and listening to my inner voice, my inner wisdom, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I can hear that because I'm not hearing all the rest of all of the societal expectations, all the expectations that I put on myself from my logical, pragmatic brain, which is telling me, oh, you should feel this way. No, I'm focused, and all that other nonsense goes away. It doesn't go away forever, and it's not bad. But when I'm journaling and I'm trying to be really authentic, I really, really, really want to hear what's in here, because what's in here is what's true for me, and I know it. And it doesn't go away, but because I am being so mindful while I am creating letters, I can hear what's in here and less of the noise. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to write the date with your non-dominant hand. And you can see how I've done that here. And then I want you to take the question, which I am going to pin to the top of the page. Here we go. I want you to write that question with your non-dominant hand. And I know, I hear you. Is it hard? Yes. Yes. But do it anyways. Do you think you can't read it? Maybe not. Doesn't matter, because you will get what you need from what you wrote. You are feeling what you wrote as opposed to thinking what you're writing. All right. Okay. Then, so you can see, now write that prompt right here. Write this prompt right here in your non-dominant hand, because that is, it's like sending a message to your inner voice, your inner wisdom, saying, hey, I'm opening up this channel to receive. And then you just start writing. And it doesn't matter if you write single words or phrases or sentences. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you are writing something that is related to the question, because your inner voice is giving you something. It's telling you something that you need to listen to. Now I'm going to play some music while we're journaling for a few minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll share. And what I want you to do is to ask me questions in the chat while we're journaling. And if you have any, ask away, and I will be here. Okay, here we go. All right. How did that go? I actually had a lot to say about this particular prompt. It was interesting that it just all came zipping on out. Some of the things that came up for me was like, believe in me, trust that the path is perfect, keep pushing forward, keep feeling your inner compass. You know this is perfect. Your message is important. So all those things came up for me. And so what I want you to do now is look at what you wrote. And if you feel like you want to do more journaling on this prompt when we're done here, feel free to keep going. Just let it flow. I had a lot today, but I want you to look at what you wrote. And then I want you to find the one thing, not two, not three, one. The one thing that you wrote that is the intention, your intention for the week. So find that, and then I want you to write it with your dominant hand on a small piece of paper like this. This is what I wrote. Your message is important. This is your intention for the week. This is what you will keep going back to every day as you are going through your week and remembering. It will bring you back to this moment when you were very intentional in asking and finding out what was important for you. And then I want you to take this small but mighty little piece of paper, and I want you to put it in your pocket. And you're going to carry it around with you for the week. Now, yours is different from mine because your writing is different. And if you'd like to share what your intention is in the comments, that would be great. I love seeing those, because this form of journaling is a way to connect with our inner voice in a very, very easy, heartfelt way. This is yours. I would love to know what yours is and what came up in your journaling. And if you had any questions about what that is. So share what your intention is for the week. And I want you to have a lovely, lovely week.